Hi everyone, today I'm going to make another video about how to find the area of a triangle when you're given 3 points. So we're going to look at the triangle today that goes through the points -2, 6, 1, 11, and 4, -2. And we want to find the area of that triangle if we were to plot it on a coordinate plane. So I've used Desmos, I've entered the 3 points, and I can see that I have a triangle that goes through the blue point, the red point, and the green point. And I want to find the area of that triangle. If I were to connect those 3 points with a ruler, you would see that it really does not look like there's a right angle, but we're gonna check to make sure, and the way we check is by calculating the slopes. So the first slope between the red and the blue point is 5/3. And then we calculate the next slope, the slope that goes between the blue and the green, and the slope between the blue and the green is -13/3. And lastly, I check the slope between the green point and the red point, and I find that that slope is -4/3. And just by calculating those 3 slopes between the slopes of the lines between the points in the triangle, we know that this is not a right angle triangle. Because if it was a right angle triangle, then there would be 2 slopes that were negative reciprocals of each other. But since there are not slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other, that means that there is no right angle within this triangle. So let's just remind ourselves, what is a negative reciprocal? A negative reciprocal is when we flip the fraction and we change it from plus to minus. And so again, since there are no negative reciprocals, there is no right angle in this triangle. So I've gone back, I've plotted it like I said before, and I wanted to decide one side to be the base of the triangle. So I'm going to draw a line between the red point and the green point, and that will be the base of my triangle. And I need to calculate the height of the triangle. So I've turned my graph around a little bit so that the black line does look like the base. And what I want to do is I want to find the height between that blue point and between the line, the black line, which is the base. I want to find that height. So you'll notice that this triangle is similar to the triangle that you're seeing right now. It has a height which is over to the left of the triangle, but we can do that the same way we've done previously in class. So let's start doing some calculations right now. I have drawn the points from Desmos onto my chart paper, and I've decided that I want the line that goes from -2, 6 to 4, -2 to be the base of my triangle. And I've already calculated previously that that slope is -4/3. Down 4, across 3, down 4, across 3. What I want to do is I want to find the height, and the height is going to be perpendicular to that. The height is going to be the perpendicular line that goes from 111 down to that base. So we've learned that anytime you have a height of a triangle, it needs to be perpendicular to the base. And if this height right here is perpendicular, that means it will have a slope that's the negative reciprocal of this slope. So that means this slope over here will be not negative. It'll be the opposite of that. It will be positive. And instead of being 4/3, it will be 3/4. So we want to find the equation of the line with slope 3/4. It's going up 3, across 4. Okay, so we're going to use the formula y is equal to mx plus b. I know that my slope has to be 3/4. I know that this is the x and this is the y. I can put those 2 numbers into my equation. So that means I have 11 is equal to 3/4, 1 plus b. 3/4 times 1 is just 3/4. This is 11. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to pause your video and see if you can find what the b will be equal to. by doing some algebra. I've completed the algebra and I find out that the b, or the y-intercept, is 41/4, and that means that I know that the equation for the height of this triangle is y is equal to 3/4x plus 41/4. The next thing we want to do is we want to find the equation of the base, because we want to know when are the height and the base going to intersect. Because if we can figure out when this height intersects with the base, then we can determine this point and we can find the height or the distance of the height. Let's do that right now. I know for the equation of the base, I know that the slope of the base is -4/3. I can pick either this x and y or this x and y to put into the equation so that I know the b. Let's put the 4 being in the x, and let's put the -2 being the y. So I have -2 is equal to -4/3. My x is 4 plus b. -2 is equal to -16/3 plus b. I'm going to ask you now to stop watching the video for a few moments, and I would like you to solve for b. I have continued the algebra myself, and I have found when I isolate for b that my b is 10/3, and that means that the equation for the base, the equation of the line that goes through the base of the triangle, is going to be y is equal to -4/3x plus 10/3. Now, our next step, and I know there's lots of steps to this problem, is we want to find out when this line and when the height and the base intersect. So let's do some algebra now, and let's find out when those two intersect. I have put the two equations together, and I want to determine when the base and the height, when do they intersect. So here are the two equations. We need to bring the x's together and the parts with no x's together. I would like it if you would stop your video now, and if you would try to find the value of x when the height and the base intersect. I hope that you have tried this yourself. I've done the algebra here, and when I do the algebra, I get that x is equal to -83/25. This base and that height would intersect when x is equal to -83/25, which is about -3.4. I'm just guessing. We now want to find the y, and the way we find the y is by putting that x into either one of the equations. I can put it into the equation for the height, or I can put it into the equation for the base. Let's put it into the equation for the height right now. I have the equation for the line for the height. I have my x value, and I'm going to put the x value in, and when I put the x value in, I get 3 times -83, which is going to be -249 over 4 times 25 is 100 plus 41/4. I need a common denominator when I'm adding fractions, so I have -249 over 100 plus I'm multiplying this by 25 and that by 25, and then I'm going to complete the question and I'll have my y value. I have completed the work, and I realize that when I have a common denominator of 100, my answer for y is equal to 776 over 100. So the intersection point between the height and the base is negative 83 over 25, comma, 776 over 100. Let's change those numbers to decimal points just to make it easier to work with for the rest of the question. When I change my work to decimals, I get that the intersection point of the height and the line for the base, I get negative 3.32, comma, 7.76. So I can see over here on my original graph that the height goes between negative 3.32, comma, 7.76 all the way up to 111. And so we want to find the distance of that height. So we're going to find the distance of that height using the distance formula that we learned earlier. So I've calculated the distance for the height between negative 3.32, comma, 7.76 and 1, comma, 11 using my distance formula, and I get that the distance of the height is 5.48. And then I'm going to have to calculate the distance of the base between the red point and the green point, between negative 2, comma, 6 and 4, comma, negative 2. I'm going to use that same distance formula. And when I use the distance formula, it gives me a nice round number. The distance between those 2 points using the formula is going to be 10. So now I need to use the area formula last step. And when I use the area formula, base times height divided by 2, I can find the area of this triangle. Here is my final step. Base times height divided by 2 gives me an area of 27.4 units squared. Hopefully watching this video and thinking about the example we did in class last week will help you do some of the questions from the worksheet. If you have questions, please feel free to send me them via YouTube or Instagram or by an email. Good luck with this.